Creepy. A word that means whatever you want it to mean, baby. It's the month of June, which means that we are one step closer to Halloween, which means that we're back again to talk about the creepiest moments in Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Specifically, the creepiest moments from both Aqua Teen movies, which are Kool movie film and Plantasm. You guys really seem to like these creepy Aqua Teen moment videos, so as long as you continue to show your support, I will continue to make them. If you guys are excited to dive into another entry in this series, or you're just having a fantastic day and want to spread some love, drop a like on the video, let's aim for 50 likes, and without further ado, let's make like a game of hockey and get the puck out of this intro. Oh god, that was the dumbest thing that has ever come out of my mouth. I'm gonna go take a walk. The ending of Plantasm. We're starting this video off with the ending of Aqua Teen Forever Plantasm. Now, there aren't too many sad, disturbing, or creepy moments within this film, at least compared to the first movie, but there are still quite a number of scenes that make me, pulsate in my poncho. Yeah, that's a new one. Towards the end of Plantasm, after the world is saved, in quotes, the Japongoloids and the Fraptaculants' appetites begin to grow, to which Carl, being the great neighbor that he is, offers up the Aqua Teens as dinner, since they're all made of food. The credits roll soon after both alien species begin to walk closer to the camera, gearing up to take a bite out of everyone. What happens next during the post-credit scene is truly horrifying. If there are children in your room watching this video with you, I suggest you remove them immediately. Get them out of the house right now because this scene is truly heartbreaking. The bodies of Frylock, Shake, and Meatwad are shown to be devoured by the aliens, Markula, and even Carl himself. Yeah, some neighbor. The scene then ends with Markula biting into Shake's body, turning him into a vampire.
I smell a sequel!
A sequel, huh? You know, I'm not opposed to that. Come on, Adult Swim. Give Dave and Matt more money. Or Warner Bros. Discovery, whoever. Come on, get it together. I'm not entirely shocked by the fact that the Aqua Teens all died in Plantasm because it wouldn't be Aqua Teen unless one or all of the main characters died. I am, however, shocked at the fact that Carl didn't die along with them. Anyways, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that this scene made its way into this video because it's just a super morbid and dark moment. Meatwad's death. Next, we have Meatwad's death from Kool movie film. When Watermelon appears inside of Dr. Weird's loft, Meatwad explains to the gang that his floating watermelon spaceship was what he noticed earlier in the film outside of Carl's house, to which Shake calls him a liar and blows a hole into his body. Oh, that's sad. Cue the depressing music, please. Now, while the series doesn't follow any continuity, and despite being resurrected by the late Rush drummer Neil Peart just a minute later with his drum solo of life, it was still extremely heartbreaking to see one of the most innocent and joyful characters of the series be murdered by the biggest narcissistic drink cup in the universe. Frylock gets jumped. Circling back to Plantasm, we have the unforgettable and sad scene where Frylock, while waiting patiently for amazing CEO Neil to open the door to his llama Dolly, is jumped and attacked by two goons who were later revealed to be hired by Neil himself in order to hijack Frylock's jewel of Idahocules, more like two gooners. Seeing Frylock in such a critical shape was really sad, but also totally preventable. Like, why didn't he just blast both of those Gooner Jelkers into oblivion with his lasers? Gooner Jelkers, okay, come on, buddy. I mean, I guess murdering two people on company property wouldn't be a great look for Frylock, but damn. I'm smelling a missile. Do you guys know what a missile smells like? Well, Space Ghost does. Leaping over to Kool movie film, we have one of my favorite scenes from the 2007 blockbuster that changed Boston forever. During the scene where Shake, Frylock, and Meatwad bust into Dr. Weird and Steve's loft in search of the missing piece to the Insanoflex, Shake points a flamethrower into Steve's face and demands not for the missing Insanoflex piece, but for launch codes. Why? Well, why not? After an over-the-top fight scene, Steve just hands the codes over, to which Meatwad grabs them and launches a missile, covered in a Dr. Weird decal, out of the window and into the chest of the world-famous late-night talk show host, Space Ghost. What an insane screenshot, by the way. Truly terrifying. Inside Out. Also in Kool movie film is the gruesome moment when Dr. Weird forcefully turns himself inside out because his castle is being converted into lofts. And by inside out, I mean literally he turns his body inside out, and that's pretty metal, but also really fucking disgusting. Be sure to show this scene to your entire family, like your grandmother, your kids, whatever. I bet they'll love it. John Carpenter's The Thing. Back to Plantasm, we have the opening sequence aboard the spaceship where Carl turns into a freaky spider-looking monster and tries to kill Shake, Frylock, and Meatwad. Shake described Carl in monster form as John Carpenter's The Thingamajig, John Carpenter being the director of the 1982 horror film The Thing. I mean, yeah, when you put Carl and The Thing side by side, you can definitely see the similarities. Jesus, body horror is freaky. Carl's body. Towards the end of Kool movie film, while Frylock and Dr. Weird go head-to-head, Shake and Meatwad stumble into a back bedroom to find Carl chained up, missing all of his flesh, and holding a sweet-ass lollipop. I might have to censor this scene just a little bit because of YouTube's guidelines, and also because looking at this particular scene makes me a little bit nauseous. Usually I don't mind gore and stuff, but if I'm feeling nauseous looking at this image, then I can only imagine how some of you would feel. I also don't want to be responsible for any of you blowing chunks all over your computer screens. Anyway, man, that is a sick-ass lollipop. I gotta go get one. Lose Weight, Eviscerate, Volume 2. Have you ever wanted to lose weight fast and get jacked, stacked, yoked, and any other word I could pull from an online thesaurus? Well, let me introduce to you the greatest and most reliable workout program in the universe. Lose Weight, Eviscerate, Volume 2, Sea of Blood, Island of Death. This program is designed to keep participants working out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for all of their existence, or until they have their head blown off and their body ripped to shreds by the Insano Flex. Hey, Dirtfoot. Although I do see how this program is guaranteed to help users lose a ton of weight, it's terrifying to imagine running through the hills while a giant exercise machine tries to turn you into a chopped up prime rib. Cannon Cats. So I've mentioned this particular scene in my first Creepy Aqua Teen Moments video, so I won't spend a ton of time on this entry. But to be perfectly honest with all of you, I don't plan on showing the full clip for this entry either. In Kool movie film, during Meatwad's concert, a couple of cats lodged into some cannons end up knocking on Death's door after exploding. This scene, along with the microwave cat scene from the episode Ridiculous, makes me sick to my stomach. Even though these animated cats are not really alive, I just don't enjoy seeing animals on television being harmed. The thought just makes me extremely queasy, which is why I usually skip this scene along with the microwave scene in Ridiculous when I'm rewatching the series, which I tend to do like 5 times a year. I gotta get a girlfriend or something. The Creation. There's something extremely disturbing about watching a mixer enter Shake's lifeless body during the flashback sequence in Kool movie film. You know what? It's Shake's body itself. That's what's disturbing. I mean, just look at those eyes. Those little lifeless eyes. God, that's just insane. What's also pretty jarring to witness is Dr. Weird ripping pieces of his body off or out and throwing them into Frylock and Shake's corpses. Pretty metal, but God. Imagine just shoving your hand into your head or belly and grabbing a chunk of your insides. Ooh, a piece of candy. Steve melts. Last but certainly not least, we have Steve's death from Kool movie film. While punching out for the day, a deadly gas surrounds Steve, causing his skin and flesh to melt off of his body, turning him into a paste that kind of resembles the McNugget sludge that McDonald's was allegedly using to create their chicken before they debunked that entire rumor. Would you eat that? Don't answer that question. Mauled by an oversized poodle. I didn't feel right ending the video on Steve melting, so I'm going to quickly give an honorable mention to the oversized poodle from Kool movie film. Jumping back to 2007, we have the opening scene from Kool movie film where Frylock, Shake, and Meatwad exit the anus of the Sphinx statue in Egypt. Yeah, anus. Ha. Only to be greeted by a giant fire-breathing, laser-shooting poodle who gives zero fucks about anyone or anything. While Meatwad and Shake screw around with the radio of the Jeep, Frylock attempts to hold off the dog, but ultimately meets his demise. And the reason why I want to include this entry onto this list is solely because of Frylock's corpse. I mean, look at him. God, he looks like a pile of wet dog food. Well, there you have it. 12 creepy moments from both Aqua Teen Hunger Force movies that'll make you say, holy cannoli, those were really creepy. If you guys went on to enjoy this video and you have some suggestions for more creepy or disturbing moments from Aqua Teen, or realistically, any series from Cartoon Network or Adult Swim that you would like me to cover in future videos, leave some comments down below and drop a like on the video. Maybe we could shoot for 50 likes. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new around here. Click the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload a brand new video. Follow me on all of my social links and join my Discord server. The links are in the bio below. Have a freaky Saturday, everyone, but please remember to lose weight responsibly.